As we finish up watching the rest of this video, take a deep breath into your heart. Take a deep breath into your heart and allow all those tones to soothe the inner canvas of who you are. In these days and these times, a lot of frustration has been rising. And bringing peace, bringing love to ourselves, intentionally bringing that forth is something that we personally have to require to commit to. I'm not saying it's always easy, darling. I'm not saying it's always easy. But when we can find things that help us to be in that high heart, within our heart, let me show you, in this high heart space. Okay, that is where our essence, if we can breathe into that high heart of who we are. I have had to practice this quite a bit lately because frustrations have been high. And it's not just from personal stuff, but we also feel the collective of things that are going on. We cannot, if you want to be here on this earth, we cannot get out of it, get away from it. It's a collective happening of the frustrations, of the anger, of all those different feelings that are coming up in people collectively. Yes. So today we want to work on how do we bring those things that we feel, those times when we get triggered and we're feeling that even rage. Girls, I've been feeling that. Have you been feeling that? Now be honest. Have you been feeling the rage, the anger, the discontent, if you're grounded within this earth, yes, we have those good days, but how many times do people, my mom's real good at this, shove their feelings under the rug? I have family members that are real good at doing that. They don't want to discuss it. They don't want to feel it. They don't want to get emotional. And I'm just the opposite. I know we have to feel it. I know that sometimes these are messages for us. And I know the different ways that we can actually dissipate. And when we can breathe into that high heart, so just do that with me right now. With that intention, with your eyes behind, you going behind your eyes to see, and you bring those eyes down into this area of the high heart. And you allow yourself to breathe deep into that. Maybe, possibly, you can feel your essence. You can feel your peace, your internal peace that is always there with you, that is always walking with you. So let me know for sure that you can hear me, okay? Just want to make for sure that you can hear me. I've never played that video and trying to be on at the same time. So this is something kind of new I'm trying out, because I thought, you know what if we start these calls off with some really incredible high frequency sounds, tones that can start to move this sacred space. around us, how we gather. Thank you, Alice. And I see a Facebook user can hear you. So, darling, if whoever you are, there should be a right above the video in Facebook. There's where all the writing is. At the very bottom, there is a link says StreamYard.com. Just click on that, and it allows StreamYard. It actually gives StreamYard permission to let me see who you are. As and when you make a post, okay? So go ahead and do that if you feel like it, if you desire to. But I just flipped over also and just saw that it was you, Jan. So welcome, ladies. So as we bring that breath into the high heart, and we allow ourselves just to be there a little bit, and we feel those frustrations. Okay, I just heard those words. Slow down, Tammy. Bringing ourselves there into that high heart. Into the high heart. Yeah, that just made me sit up a little bit bigger. Into the high heart. Actually bringing life force energy into that space. Continue to breathe in. Breathe in life force energy into that heart space. Feel it tingle throughout your body. Breathe in, deeper immersion. Exhale, fuller infusion. To bring that life force energy into the high heart. Into the whole entire heart space. Yes, darling, I can see your comments now, Jan. Thank you. Yay. Now this practice has helped to facilitate a shifting of emotions quickly. Sometimes it's work, because sometimes we're in the mix of it, right? But sometimes we just tell ourselves we have, it's almost like telling a friend, like, let's pretend you're your best friend, right? And you have to talk to yourself and remind yourself, oh, breathe into your high heart before you even speak. Breathe into this. Breathe in that life force energy. Breathe in that life force energy, because I know some of the women I work with that their environments is not conducive to high energy, high frequency at all times. Even when we get tired, we're not conducive at a high energy level when we're exhausted. So when we can remind ourselves to breathe in that life force energy that is there waiting for us to breathe it in and be within our systems. Because it's not just our physicality. Remember, it's our emotional body, mental body, spiritual body, etheric body, to where we are walking, talking life force energy. Sometimes sadness can overwhelm us. Sometimes frustration can overwhelm us. Sometimes anger can take us by the tail and want to swing us around. How many of you have experienced that? Whether it's recently or whether it's you can remember an instant. How many of you, let me see a, type it in the chat, that you have, that you realize later, like, wow, that energy got me. But when we can remember to breathe in that life force energy into our heart space, and then literally imagine, if you want to imagine like your heart space, the higher heart, let's just say a pink rose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's just say it's a pink rose. And you bring those feelings that you're feeling in the moment. Now, this is a practice, ladies. I slip up. I forget sometimes to do this practice, because we can literally dissipate those high charges that possibly want to take us out. Because there's a lot of, you could say, dark energy. I don't know what to call it. There's actually, forces that are wanting to control our minds. There are those things out there. I mean, scientifically, I don't know if you ever follow NASA or different things like that. They literally have developed things to control the minds of people. But when we can take back our power, we can take back our sovereignty by practicing this. Because when we're fully intact within us, we have full control. We have full control. We are sovereign beings. And when we practice different things, we become so strong that those technologies cannot touch us. Now, even if you live with or around somebody that seems always kind of like in the dumps a lot, that, or like energy magnets, I got somebody that calls them a crap magnet, that kind of suck your energy. Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it, right? So, and maybe sometimes we're in situations that we can't get out of with different family members, that we require to heal ourselves. We require to help ourselves with these different tools that we know of. Now, how many of you practice the tool every day? I forget. Like, girl, I forget. How many times have you, like some of you know this forgiveness practice? I've taught you some of you that. And there's a forgiveness practice I know I need to do, but I haven't done it. And I just realized that yesterday. I'm like, oh, it's been 3 weeks and I have not done that forgiveness practice. Because there's something within me that's a little shaky, maybe a little scared to see what I'm going to find. But breathing into my higher heart, to that high heart space of who you are, and bringing that shakiness. So how many of you right now can feel that you're a little bit more centered by breathing into that higher heart, by bringing that life force energy into the higher heart? How many of you can feel like your foundation just got a little stronger? That your foundation just got a little stronger? That you feel a little bit more like solid? Almost like you have a new kind of strength. How many of you feel that right now? Let me know. Deeper immersion, fuller infusion. Breathing in life force energy. Deeper immersion, fuller infusion. This is something I even do on the Chi machine. But I haven't done the Chi machine for a while. For any of you that don't know what a Chi machine is, just let me know and I'll share a little bit about it. It's I feel you, Joanne. I feel you. When we breathe in, and then we even oxygenate our bodies even more. Because when we oxygenate our bodies, when we bring in more breath, more oxygen into our bodies, there's no disease can live in it. That is a scientific fact. I know a gentleman, know of him about 20 years ago or so. I met him through a nutritional company I'm a part of, and he had no idea what was wrong with him. He was so sick, had no idea what was wrong with him, and he started getting oxygen treatments. And that's one of the major things that helped him to heal. And he was so paranoid that he wouldn't even give people hugs because he didn't want to pick up something. Well, I haven't thought about that in a long time. So, breathing in that life force energy, imagining there's a pink rose within us. And when I think of pink rose, immediately I think of Mary Magdalene. Like I can feel her here with us. The softness of the pink rose. The softness of the pink rose. And imagine it in your heart space. And as you continue to breathe in, imagine all those thoughts and feelings, no matter what they are, those thoughts and feelings that no longer serve you, whether it's now, right now in this moment, or whether it's for a lifetime. What are those thoughts, emotions, feelings that do not serve you? Now you want to feel them. You want to let yourself feel them. Even if you end up crying, let yourself feel them. Even if you go into rage, like let yourself feel the rage. Because these feelings want to be felt, acknowledged, and witnessed. They can have wisdom within them. Let yourself feel them. Let yourself feel the loss, the grief, the sadness, the unfairness, the frustration, the wanting. The damn. Let yourself feel that. Let yourself feel all the words you want to say. Continue to breathe. Continue to imagine that pink rose. Often pink represents femininity, refinement, sweetness, and elegance. And a deep pink tends to symbolize gratitude and appreciation. That's really interesting. Okay, for some reason I'm supposed to wear pink. I did not even know I was going to talk about a pink rose today. Isn't that interesting? Pink rose, even a deep pink rose, is another way of saying thank you. Keep breathing in that life force energy. You can even imagine like white, this pristine energy coming in. A lighter or pastel pink. And Jan, you're an artist, correct me. Will contain messages of gentleness, happiness, gratefulness, and joy. So girls, you can actually be the pink rose. Wear it. If that's, colors are so important with our frequency. Even asking, what is it? Body, what is it you want to wear? What color is it you want to wear today? Pink rose. Pink rose. Grace and tenderness. Can you feel that? So Jan, pink equals trust. Okay. Joanne, I'm not quite sure what you mean, darling. Wow. Joanne says, wow, he was denying him the medicine of hugs that he denied himself. I know you're processing, darling. Yes. I can feel the pink roses. Wow, they're just circling. They're like creating this big circle around all of us as right here in this space right now. So as you're with this pink rose within your heart space, and you allow all these thoughts, feelings, emotions, as you're feeling them, bring them into this fully blossomed rose. Bring them in. This rose, this energy of the rose, this energy of you, of your essence. We're just imagining our essence as a rose. But this is you. This is you. This is you. Your essence. Your bigger self. Higher self. Your big S self. That grandeur of who you are. You truly are. The healer that you are within you. Each and every one of you have this. No matter if you listen to this live, you listen to this replay, you listen to this 2 years from now, we all have those capabilities. Can you feel that emotion? We all have those capabilities. That desire to come forth within us, to feel that of who we are. To imagine that pink rose and those thoughts, those feelings, those frustrations, that anger, that rage, that sadness, that guilt, that shame. Years ago, I was taught how to help clear shame years and years and years ago. And it was this huge, long process. Which shame is really important to clear, to find, to feel, to clear, because shame is the closest thing to death. If you ever see the scale of emotion, shame is at the lowest, then guilt. It's like shame is at a 20, 0 is death. When you're feeling when you're racked with shame and guilt, racked, and you don't see a way out, that's where a lot of people commit suicide. It's that close to death. It's that close to death. I've been there. I know that feeling. I still know that feeling. Not saying, because I remember when I was 14, I just wanted to die. I didn't want to be here no more. I just remembered this incident the other day. As yes, you're right, Jan. Jan says, I agree about shame. So much different than guilt. Shame is so very toxic. Even when people say shame on you, I'm like, no. And I'm like, oh my gosh, all the different times. Like, did I say that to my kids? Like, I can't remember. But I can remember those words as I was growing up. I don't remember saying them to my kids, but thank you. Thank you. Now I'm going to ask my kids if I ever said that to them. So, because that's energy I want to take back. As sometimes we literally, what do we call that? We slime people with our energy. We slime people with our thoughts energetically. Like somebody you can't stand. Oh, ugh. Okay. So now I don't think I slimed him. But yesterday I saw a former brother-in-law in the store. Tim's the one that actually noticed him. And I'm like, ugh, that's right. Ugh. So like, ugh. I didn't think anything bad about him. I just felt this, ugh. Like, ugh. I don't want to even say hi to him. Let's just hurry up, check out, and leave. So didn't look at him, didn't like, because there are those individuals, I'm just going to say this because this is truth for me. There are those individuals that this world will be a better place when they're gone. There are those individuals that no one will be sad when they die. And that's truth. And I know a few of those. And that guy is one of them. He's created nothing but havoc in people's lives that he has been in. I know that personally. Okay, I don't know why that went there, but I guess it's the truth. Like it's the truth. And when we try to justify things, when you try to make light of things, you're not speaking your truth. You're not allowing the truth to be seen. How many times, like I used to justify everything or justify somebody for the way they are acting or the way they are. Like there's always, justify that action or non-action or way of speaking or not way of speaking. I just heard somebody I was working with the other day, she was telling me something her boyfriend said is, well, that's the way I grew up. BS, man. Let him come talk to me. We can't, when we justify the way we are by past being who we were in the past, That means we're not taking responsibility for our actions. We're not taking accountability for who we are. And we're not growing. So when we find those spots within us, when we find those memories of maybe being like that, and you think about them, and you might feel some shame or guilt about it, bring it into the rose within your heart space. And you might want to, if you want to imagine something else there, that's fine. That's fine. I see the center of the rose. And it's just like like these things are its nectar, like it's feeding that rose, and that rose is actually growing. And it's helping us to clear, clean, heal our energy, our physicality, our emotional states. Does that make sense? How you doing? Mm. As a grandmother's circle around us right now, I can feel them. Joanne, I really feel them right now holding you, being with you, but they're with each and every one of us, the sacred grandmothers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you just allow yourself to breathe that deep in. Allow, for those of you that can feel that energy, allow them. If you have a yes within your heart, saying yes to them, to come closer, to hold you, to be with you, to rock you. Yes, darlings, even you that are 70, 80, 90 years old. I am 59. I still crave the touch of my grandmother. I loved her so much. She loved me so unconditionally. Because what do grandmothers usually represent? And I say usually because I have worked with other clients that didn't have grandmothers like that. But usually you feel safe with them, right? And sometimes, so let me know, girls. Sometimes we just get tired of doing the work all the time and we just want to be held. Do you ever feel like that? Do you ever feel like that? Just like, wow, let me take a break, or just let me be held for a moment. Because we're so much into holding everyone else, whether it's physically, whether it's energetically, whether we're holding the space, even where we live, to have that higher energy, that higher frequency within our environment. Sometimes it can be exhausting. And this is when we feel that exhaustion coming on, this is when we really like breathe into that heart space and allow your essence to come forth and be with you. And be with you. Whew. Hi, Carol. Are you just joining us? I don't know how long you've been here, darling, but we're breathing into our high heart space, the high heart, where as we hold a rose within our heart space. So when I talk heart space, let me see, meaning this area, this heart space, right? We hold a rose there, and we allow all that frustrations, all those different feelings. After we allow them to come up and feel them, we're taking them into that rose. Okay? That pink rose within our heart. Within our heart space. Now we want to continue to breathe into the high heart also. To actually be in the high heart. Did you know that? Okay, so when we're in our high heart, we're actually also that bigger self of who we are, that galactic being, the cosmic being of who we are. However, maybe even, okay, thank you for that, the star elder that we may be. We are that. When we are in our high heart, this is something that is a practice. I forget to do it too, ladies. And I get reminded that when we're in that high heart space and breathing into it and being with it, and then we think of another person or an event or a happening that's going on that we maybe don't know about, we literally are in our greater, bigger essence self, beyond this physical body. So being in that high heart self, actually, how do I say this? I can see it. I'm trying to put it into words. Spiritually will allow that other person to feel us, to feel, because see, here we got our human self, right? And we got our spiritual aspect self, our bigger S self that each and every one of us have. When we are in our high heart, we're actually in that bigger S self, that big S self, okay? And then that bigger S self actually can reach that other, let's just say that other person and their bigger S self, and then help them feel either safe or secure or it's okay, whatever they're needing. So if you have frustrations with somebody, okay, let's, as an example, you be in that higher self, that higher heart self, and just have that intention and breathe into it. I breathe in life force energy into my high heart self, into my high heart. I am breathing in life force energy into my high heart. Just that intention. Then you start to visualize the air that's coming in, purity, white purity, into my high heart. You see, the human self can feel too frustrated, too out of sync. But when we do this, you can still feel that. But when we do this, it engages our big S self to where it helps us. to engage on different levels, different frequencies. Does that make sense? To where that other parts of us can actually maybe reach that other one. And then, because see, when we start to feel these things out here, like our big S self, then eventually things come down and down and down. The more we heal, right? The more we're even grounded. Like we are on earth. We are foundational here. We actually bring these higher frequencies down and incorporate them within us. Infuse them within us. And this is one of those ways we can do that. Joanne says, yes, I would love to be held. And I am feeling a need to be set free to do my work. How about we say to be your work? Do is all action, and we can end up being do, and then we quit being. So Joanne, let me know if that helps. I need to be set free to be my work and take it out into the world is what I'm hearing. And it seems I'm blocked. Let's see. And it seems I'm blocked from all angles. I can't seem to find the flow. I continue to let go, to be patient. Maybe I haven't let myself be held enough, relaxed enough, trusted enough. And she's asking, am I being tested again? Huh. And yes, take it out to the world. So maybe this is a start, Joanne, of allowing yourself to be held. Allowing yourself to be held. Wow. I don't know. Is there... It's almost like a tribe of ancient women are around you and with you, Joanne. Like, yes, I see the grandmothers. It's like there's a tribe of them. And it's something Hawaiian. I know you live in Hawaii. Hawaii? Is that how you say it? There's some kind of a tribal something with women. Maybe a gathering. Is there some kind of gathering that you can go to actually physically be present with other women? Wow, that's really strong. I should say, I know you live in Hawaii. I don't know if you're from Hawaii. My apologies. But there's some kind of a gathering of women, and you're being asked to be there. And it is in Hawaii. Because I can see the oceans and I can see the breeze. Or I see the, yeah. Let me know if that resonates with you, Joanne. It's almost like they're coming in and pulling you out of your where you live. Like, come on, girl. No more wasting time. Come on. Just one step at a time, darling. One step at a time. Show up in physical form. Whether it's a walk on the beach. Have you done that yet? I know you were talking about going for a walk on the beach. Yeah, there's a gathering of women that really want you. That yet you're being called to be in present form with them. Whew. Well, thanks, Jan, for joining us. I'm so glad you took the time. Mm. Ah. Oh, Jan, that's or Joanne, sorry. That's awesome. Okay, so Joanne says, thank you. I'll be with the idea of the gathering. Yes, I was born and raised here. My grandmother arrived here in 1883 in utero. She was born here the next day. Wow. So your grandmother, so your great grandmother, can you imagine? Just imagine what she was going through, what she was feeling, the adventure she was on. And the next day after she arrived, she had her baby girl. Wow. That great grandmother is with you, darling. I can feel her. I don't know if this is appropriate to ask, but was she married? Did she have a partner when she arrived? Was she by herself? Was she by herself? Was she by herself, Joanne? I don't know. Something about her is reminding me of my grandmother, who must have been born around. Okay. She and her husband had a daughter about 3. Okay. So my grandmother arrived here in 1883. What a story. What a great story. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today. This has been a wonderful coming together today. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. We know how else I can support you. So much love. So much love. Thank you for showing up. Thank you. I mean that, girls. Thank you for showing up. This can't happen if it's just me. There's a bigger purpose here, and I cannot do it alone. So thank you for being a part of my world. I love you. I love you. I love you.